Are online degrees a scam? Will employers actually hire you or take you seriously with an online degree? Today, we will be discussing some commonly asked questions in the online college world. First, I want to explain the process. How can you actually get a bachelor's degree in under a year? You first start with picking an online college. For me, it was WGU. There's SNHU, there's UMPI, a lot of great schools. For the sake of this video, let's discuss WGU on how you can get a bachelor's in less than a year. Once you pick your online college, you're gonna then look up alternative credit providers. These are platforms that let you take as many college classes as you want, charging a subscription fee, usually around $95 a month, depending on the class. For this video, we're gonna be discussing study.com, which is one of the most popular ones in the space. It usually has all the classes you need. You will then, based on your certain college, for this video, WGU, you're gonna find the transfers page for this college. This is where it'll kind of show you what classes you can take at study.com that will transfer over to certain classes at WGU. So you're essentially knocking out classes before you actually start your expensive term, start paying your tuition at this online college. You're knocking it out with study.com. The partners page of your college and also study.com has some great features like the course collection feature that show you what general education classes to take. And overall, they have just a great ecosystem showing certain universities they're partnered with and what classes to take for those certain online colleges. And then you get to learning. These study.com classes are all open book. They're non-proctored. Again, that's what is so great about them. You can knock out classes quite quickly before starting your term. I remember, I think I got 4 to 5 done in a month. Just knocked out, again, for $95 a month. I was saving so much money. And most online colleges allow up to 75% to be completed on these platforms. So you can knock out close to 75% depending on your major and depending on your school. Again, that's something to look for in the transfers page of your certain school. WGU usually allows for around 75% depending on major. So again, knocking out 75% for a subscription rate of $95 a month, depending on whether it's lower division, upper level classes. It's a great deal. And once you transfer everything in, you start your 6-month term at WGU or your 8-week term at UMPI, depending on your school, and you have only 25% left to get done. And hopefully you can get it in one term, save you a bunch of money. But again, it takes certain people longer. It's all your pace, but it's a good way to just start your degree. Okay, now we got the process out of the way, kind of how it works. Let's address some of these questions and some of these common concerns around the online college space. Are these schools accredited? Yes, WGU, UMPI, SNHU, all accredited, all the same as UCLA, Harvard, the same accreditation. There's nothing to worry about there. Sometimes people also ask, is it a diploma mill? And no, it's nonprofit, it's state funded. It would have no financial incentive to be a diploma mill. I would worry about that more for-profit schools, which WGU, SNHU, UMPI, TESU, all nonprofit. And schools like UMPI and SNHU both have in-person campuses, and you're getting the same diploma as these students taking just in-person classes and doing the traditional college route. No recruiter, no HR department is going to be able to tell that you did the online version. Again, WGU is a great school, and I love WGU, but it's an only online school. So that's something worth thinking about if you're really concerned about recruiters, which I don't think you should be, but schools like SNHU, UMPI, ASU have online programs, but also in-person universities. So no one's going to be able to really tell you went to an online school. And graduates from these online schools are working everywhere. Like Goldman Sachs, Amazon, Lockheed Martin. Go on LinkedIn, search up alumni from WGU, SNHU, and you will see them all across the board. I do think, yes, on social media, you're going to get some salty people. You're going to get someone claiming to be an HR manager saying, I throw away resumes with an online degree. And I just think some people are very proud of the state school they went to, and they just kind of like to hate on any other type of education, which I kind of think there's not a reason for it. Every state school has an online program of some sort. Just because you paid a bunch of money to get your education doesn't mean you have to knock on people who found a more affordable way to do it. So I just think it's all kind of silly. Will online college benefit certain people more? Yes. If you have 10 years of experience with no degree and you just need that diploma to get that promotion or get that raise, this will benefit you a lot more than someone just out of high school with 0 work experience. A good amount of the benefits of an in-person university is that you network, internships, you get that internship experience. Again, someone with 10 years of experience does not need any of that. They just need a diploma. They just need to get that pay raise. Also, going back to my accreditation statements, WGU, SNHU, UMPI are all regionally accredited, which again is the gold standard. Ivy League schools hold it, UCLA, Penn State. It's the top tier for accreditation. So I don't really understand where these diploma mill or is it accredited or is it not accredited statements come from. It is definitely regionally accredited. I get asked a lot, will this affect me getting into grad school, law school? And I say no. I mean, again, I've had followers from all over getting the master's programs at University of Washington, get into their favorite law school, Harvard. There's no problem. Again, it's regionally accredited. I would say the only thing with WGU specifically is the flat 3.0 GPA that can make your application look just a little less competitive. But again, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. I think you can prove yourself in other areas that the GPA really won't matter. Again, everyone's experience is different, but from what I've seen, it is no effect on getting into grad school. It is honestly a great, cheap way to get into grad school. It's also a common question, is it easy? I mean, people are getting it done so fast, it must be just super easy. And no, it's competency-based education. I mean, you have people who have been working in the industry for 10 years, let's say the finance industry, they never had their finance degree and they decide to get it. Obviously, they're gonna do it faster than a freshman out of high school who's never worked in finance, because they know the terms, they know the methodologies, they know the finance world. Like, I don't understand, someone working in finance for 10 years who needs his bachelor's degree isn't gonna just go the traditional college route because he already knows most of it. I mean, he just needs the diploma, again, for whether it's a promotion or a pay raise. And schools like WGU, they have proctored exams for a good amount of their classes. You have to log into a browser, connect to an agent who watches you throughout the entirety of the test to make sure you're not cheating, to make sure you actually know your stuff you studied and that you memorized it and that kind of synced in and that you're able to pass this test. And again, you're able to speed through these classes because, hey, I learned this in maybe a week. I didn't have to spend 4 months in a classroom. I learned it in a week and now I can take this test and prove that I learned it so I can get my bachelor's degree a bit quicker. And personally, I've done both. I got my associate's degree from a community college. I sat through the 4-month classes, or 3-month, I can't remember exactly. I would say WGU was harder. Again, having to prove all by myself, set my own schedule, study all on my own. I mean, no classes where a professor is, I mean, there's video material, which is always helpful, but it was all on me. I mean, it was just all me studying, learning the material, getting the work done. It was tiring, but I got it done quick and I'm glad of it, glad for it. I would like to add a warning. I mean, people who going into this think it's just gonna be easy. It's not. Like, if you're gonna need hand holding, if you need someone getting you to do these classes, I mean, it's all on you. You set your own schedule, you set your own study schedule. You're gonna have to be the one that forces yourself to sit down and study for 3 hours for that proctored exam. Again, there's schools like UMPI where there's no proctored exams, but you're still gonna have to discipline yourself for writing that project or writing that essay. I mean, it's all on you. Overall, I think it is a great route to take. It costed me under 10K. I got it at 19. I got a job that I loved with it. So yeah, if you have to deal with the occasional recruiter side-eyeing your degree, if that happens, again, I get the occasional comment on my videos. I don't think it actually happens. I've never had a problem with it in an interview, but let's just say it does happen. So be it. I mean, you got it for 1/10 of the cost. It took way less time. Again, I got my degree at 19 and I got a job with it at 19. So if an occasional recruiter side-eyes my degree, then so be it. I'll hold my head high. If you in the audience have any questions that I missed, drop them in the comments and subscribe for more. Thank you.